Hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity, my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to study Linux through online platforms, whether it's MyWebUniversity, YouTube channels, and other resources. I have a lot for you to offer. So let's get started. I'm going to go to a slideshow for this video. And as you see the website, mywebuniversity.com, this is mywebuniversity.com. I have a YouTube channel that has about 1,600 videos online for you. And then also for C channels that has more than 200 for videos online. And there's my online book that I'm going to show you today also. There's currently 14 chapters. With this video, I'm going to make chapter 15, which is going to be showing you how to learn Linux online. On this one would be Linux Ubuntu. So with this getting started, I just have the title here is Studying Linux through Online Platforms. So basically every platforms, they have online courses. Some of them are free, some of them are costly, but mine is free. Currently, I have everything for free. It's for students, for developers. You could just be a beginner or an intermediate or advanced or maybe mastering level. I have something for you. And then the technical documentation, everything is on my online book, as well as I have going to show you a session that I will provide you like a kind of interface to just come on mywebuniversity.com and do like a kind of sandbox or terminal kind of session, so you can practice all Linux commands online and learn it by doing it. And then whenever there's a practice, then it's going to make you kind of robust that you can just do that one in action for your development as well as production, as well as all other platforms. The nice thing about this one is all free. All you need is just a YouTube channel to log into YouTube and then watch the videos. And then you could subscribe to our channel so that way you don't miss any of the latest videos that I post. At the same time, you're going to show your support to me that you like these kind of videos. You want to see more of these videos for free, that I could help you and other students by sharing with you, and you share it with others. You care about others as well. And that's how we grow out our society for the better of everybody. So let's get started with this one. And then I'm going to be making this video for Linux Ubuntu. And this is long-term support, which is 24.2. And then starting with Linux Ubuntu 22, they started with long-term support. I have this video, part 1 of 2, which is about 6 hours video already online. And then you could watch this video. It's a full course, beginners, intermediate, and advanced level, as well as expert level. So it says from zero and novice to expert. You could watch this video, and then there's a section, part 2 of 2, which is another 2 hours. So altogether, maybe 8 hours, close to 9 hours of Linux Ubuntu. But on my Web University YouTube channel, I have a lot more videos on Linux Ubuntu, Linux Red Hat, Linux Rocky, Linux whatever, CentOS and other ones, Unix, Solaris operating system. I have a lot of videos here, including programming languages like Python, Bash scripting, shell scripting, and then C, C++, and so on. So, and then also on the 4C version, I have it for people from Afghanistan, Iran, and well, I say Afghanistan, but some English spoken people, they understand it as Afghanistan, Afghanistan. So if you're from Afghanistan, Iran, Tajikistan, you're welcome to watch the 4C version if you have difficulty understanding English. But if you understand English, you're welcome to watch both. You learn a lot more. And then this one is going to be another video on studying Linux through online platform. But as you can see, I have already 4 hours and some minutes of Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9.2 in this particular video. I covered a lot of it from zero to hero. So you're welcome to watch this full course also that's already online, but I will make a video that I could show you more on it as well, using so you can master it. If you're at the beginner or intermediate or advanced, this course already covers all three of them. And then the expert level, you can the more you read the technical documentation, which I show you also, and the more you become a master level. And then this is for studying online through online platforms. And then my platforms, my Linux Ubuntu is basically on Linux Ubuntu version, not Red Hat, not Rocky, not Sun Solaris, not any other BSD version of Unix, but it's all Linux Ubuntu mine. But the video that I make is because I install virtual machines of Red Hat or Rocky or CentOS or Solaris. I did demo and I created videos. So this one was about 2 hours something long video that I created for Linux Ubuntu. And then just that one is, I'm sorry, Linux Rocky version. And then this one I named it Rocky Enterprise Linux. It is a Rocky Enterprise Linux, but as you can see, the RHEL is abbreviation from Rocky Enterprise Linux. Like on the Red Hat is Red Hat RH, and then EL, RHEL, we call it RHEL version 7, 8, 9, and then now it's 10. So you could have the version. This is also Rocky Enterprise Linux 9. And then I just had that video, and when you upgrade it, obviously you get the latest one. This is just my website showing that I had these videos. I had more videos covering these ones, introduction to MyWebUniversity and so on. This was in 4C. That's why it says مقدمة برای MyWebUniversity, which means introduction to MyWebUniversity. And this was introduction to MyWebUniversity. On my videos section, I have all these videos for you. And then on the playlist, you have that one, videos and features. So I'm going to go to the actual website now and show you exactly what I'm going to offer you today. And then to get it started, first, you can see that this is my website, mywebuniversity.com. So when you learn these courses for learning it online, mywebuniversity.com is one of those website that I have a secure page. You can see it is HTTPS with SSL certificate that I just updated it. Every year I have to update it, and now it's good until next year for a year. Then I have to do it again. And then the common name, you can see here, connection is secure. You can see the certificate here. Basically, it says that it is good until May of 2026. So that certificate is basically providing encryption between the client and server. There's two keys, private key and public key. And then there's a dot key and dot cert and dot pem file that I could show you another video how I built how I created the key file, how I created a CSR file, how I generated all in Linux Ubuntu using OpenSSL commands. So when we go, say, from zero to hero, some of the steps that you never create a certificate with OpenSSL, or you never SSH to a secure machine through a secure shell, you can watch these videos. There, I have 1,600 videos. So each one of them is for a different particular session that it teach you something, right? So, and that's when I say learn it from online and mastering it. And MyWebUniversity.com is a great resource. It's all free for you. You're very welcome. It has menus that you can go, for example, on the home is this one. And then if you click on courses, there's a lot of courses that I have already provided, like Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This is 4 hours a course, and Rocky is another 2 hours of video, and then Bash scripting, Linux Ubuntu, that's one of two. This one is the one that is about 6 hours something. And then again, this is R programming languages. I have covered R, Python, C++, Awk, Bash scripting, Sun Solaris. This is just a glimpse of what I have provided on my YouTube channels and some documentation like a summary. This is like a Fedora. So Red Hat is a Fedora distribution. Fedora is the distribution that runs Fedora 39, and then also has Red Hat under the Fedora distribution. Rocky is under Fedora distribution, and CentOS. CentOS stands for Community Enterprise Edition of Operating System, and that was the predecessor of Rocky. So Rocky actually replaced the CentOS. This now end of life. So Mastering Visual Studio Code is another video that I teach you programming for whether you do Python, PowerShell, whatever you name it, programming languages, C++, visual programming, graphic, object-oriented, anything. And then on top of it, there's like something with React and other ones. It's Angular, JavaScript. It's all on this page. On some other videos, I have covered it. The Python data structure is a very good course that you could learn it. I demo a lot of it with Jupyter Lab, Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, and Python. And then you can see I covered the data structure as strings, set, list, tuple or tuple. You could call it list comprehension, and then data dictionary and classes. So the class is also object-oriented, and then data dictionary is kind of really cool in terms of JSON data, or either list or data dictionaries inside the JSON format files. And so this is like the entire site, and if you want to go to YouTube channels that you could go on each one of them you click on, it will take you to the particular channel. As you can see here, I have 2.67K of subscribers and 1.6K of videos. And on the normal videos on the English, you can see here, there's a lot here on every subject that when you say learn it online. The other day I was listening to Brian Cornigan and the gentleman that was interviewing him. They both used Windows subsystem as the term whistle, and it's a nice way that they put it, whistle, but it is sometimes these abbreviation, everybody could name it. It stands for Windows Subsystem for Linux. So if you're learning Windows Subsystem, you can see I have a lot of videos for it. And then if you're learning Python or programming or language, MySQL, database, everything, you can learn all of these courses. So you can see there's a lot for you to learn on each one of them. And then today I'm going to cover a lot of Ubuntu. And at the same time, this one, if you just come back here, you see that color change because this part of JavaScript and R and not R, actually React and Vite. So I just do those ones. And this is going to the 4C channels. I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and I finished my high school in Kabul, Afghanistan at Habibia High School. I'm very proud that I learned the language in English, and I went through college in Bachelor of Science and Master of Science with a lot of hardship because of economy and other things, but I was able to do work at the same time, just finish my Bachelor and Master in Computer Science, and I have taught a lot of part-time courses at the universities in the United States for more than 8 years of part-time while I was working full-time. So everything that I learned in the past 30 years of my life, I have been making videos for you, and to help students and developers everywhere around the world. And a lot of people appreciate it. And the fact that, like, if you go to the books, I have on the books, you can see my entire book is online available for you here. And so each of these books, that you click on, for example, if you click on the direct path to Linux Ubuntu, if you want to learn Linux Ubuntu, I have 14 chapters on it. Each one of them is itself is a book. So if you go to the main page right here, let me go to the main page, www.mywebuniversity.com. You can also come in on here to click on this and say, okay, take me to the website, or you just say, yeah, I saw that one already with the other interface. So no matter which interface you go, you can see these ones. And then if you go to my online book here, the chapters that I was telling you that right here, I believe on one of them, yeah, right here, this is showing inside the React and Vite under the books. So each one of them is like a view here you have, and then you can see, for example, this is chapter 2 and 3 for basic and advanced. All the videos that I have is still there for you. God bless my brother, Dr. Aman Lutfi. He was a role model for my life. He helped me so much when I was graduating from master's degree in computer science. He congratulated me. God bless you. So let me just go through the online books, and then there's a lot here. So table of contents, as you can see here, I have 14 chapters, right? So on chapter 2, if you want to learn the basic of Linux Ubuntu, when I say learn it online by platforms, you can come in on chapter 2. Each one of these 13 commands, 33 commands, there's about 3 rows and 10 commands per row. You can come and click on it and you learn the command. And then I have a what is section for each command that says, what is this calendar command? Calendar display a calendar command. And then there's examples that there are 6 examples for calendar command that you can click, and there's manual pages that you can click on. So that each command that you click, you get about 3 sections. And one is what is the calendar, and then it's display the calendar, and then example. If you click on the calendar, you're sitting on a browser, but I'm running this command that you clicked on, cal, and I display the output on your browser. So the program runs by this program that I wrote in Python that reads this query string that you're passing as command line cal. And then once it does this one, it does all the calculation and computation on the server side. Then it brings up the output back to the user that click on it. So if you go back here, say, give me calendar of 9031, it gives you the full calendar. And notice the query string updates as you click on. If you just click on show me the calendar of 9070, the reason I posted this one 9070, this is the epoch calendar. January 1st is the epoch calendar for the new the Unix. When the Unix was invented by Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson in 1969, and then the epoch calendar of Linux started with that. So if I say, show me only January of 1970, you can see here I did a query string update, but because I know the syntax of the query string, I put the plus saying that wherever there's a space, put that one there. So now it says January 1970 this is the Unix epoch calendar that Unix started in the time. So if you go on this one, you can get all other outputs here. And then at the same time, you say, show me the manual pages. So on the manual pages, normally if you're sitting in front of a Linux machine, you have to type in man followed by the command. man space cal for calendar, man space date for date, man space ls for ls, man space mount for mount point. All those ones you can type it in, but notice here, I just give you the output here. So if you want to say, give me a command like process stream 3 output, you could just get the output of that. You say, give me a command for print working directory, just do that one, and then it's going to give you that. Each one of these commands, I have the interface here. So you're just, whether you type it here like ls, you just do this one, or you type in here, like find command, you get the output of the find command. You can see it is a lot there. So all the syntax and arguments are here. You can do this one, and then at the same time, notice that whatever I type in on the interface here, it goes to the command line interface. This is my actual program, ban.cgi, that I wrote in Python or PowerShell, or not PowerShell, or Perl, or maybe some other language, shell scripting, whatever, at the time. And so I have been building this website since 2025. My brother Hamid is a computer scientist, programmer. He's very, very good at a lot of senior level programming with a lot of companies. We both built this website from scratch, and we have been implementing a lot of stuff. You're welcome to go on us and look at it, and it's basically a lot of details are there. And we have been doing it since 2000, and then we do the design of website, we watch the security of it, the structure of it, the software engineering part of it, and the database, everything. And I'm making a lot of videos for both of us. In fact, if you look at my brother Hamid, he did a lot of other stuff at Apple, United Healthcare, Kaiser Permanently, as a lot of Google, a lot of the companies he worked for are very prestige companies. And then also he wrote a lot of publication for books, and you can see his book, The Complete History of Rise and Fall of Power in Ancient Orient, The Great Khorasan, Afghanistan, Volume 105. And this is like a lot, and so I'm very proud of him, thank God. And then let me just show you. I'm going to go back here. So if you go also on my information, I'm honored to be working in the Jet Propulsion Laboratory for the past 23 years almost of my life as enterprise system analyst, as well as senior system admin. I have done a lot of work for Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and each of these projects that we were successful, I was involved, and thank God I was involved, and I thank God we were all successful. We all did great work. There's a lot of professional individuals that make things happen, and they're mighty things. And I'm very proud that I have been honored to work there. And God bless all of them. So let me just go back here. I'm gonna go to the website again, and then I was showing you under the other topics that you could learn, come online here. So learning Linux Ubuntu online, if you come in here, for each chapters, I have something for you. If you go to the preface, basically, I show my dedication to my brother for the book that I have dedicated to him for my brother, Dr. Haman Lutfi. And you can see here, basically, his publication. He was a very, very kind of prestige person that had all the stars at the time that when they he was alive, and he was a cardiologist. Basically, the reason he went back to work was just a dedication. As you can read here, he was honored to help you when you are in needs of care. So this is the preface, but On the previous, I also show you my books online that are on this. You can come in and learn from it, But let's go to chapter 1, for example. Chapter 1, I first cover the history of Unix and Linux, how it started. When you learn Linux, Linux started around 90, 91, 92 by Linus Torvalds. But based on the 1969 with Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie, there's a lot of publication here that is already on the internet. You can see if I stop this video, Unix is making computer easier to use. AT&T archive film from 1982 Bell Laboratory. So this one, Unix, AT&T Bell Laboratory was invented by Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. If I play a little bit, then I will talk. Let me just play it.
Back in 1969, a couple of computer scientists here.
So this is a good picture of Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie. God bless. Dennis Ritchie is no longer with us, but this invention is living forever. God bless you. And then he was a C programmer, and Ken Thompson was a C programmer as well as assembly language programmer. He wrote a lot of Unix on assembler first, and then they put them together, and then wrote a lot of grep, set, awk, and then ed, and all those other utilities you can name of knock and gawk. Later on, was added onto this one, and a lot of the utilities that were added onto and the original Unix version of AT&T was done at the Bell Laboratory initially. And then Bell Laboratory later on become part of Lucent Technology, and Lucent Technology merged with Alcatel, and then the two company become Alcatel Lucent, and then that company together, they part of the Bell Laboratory become part of Nokia now. So Nokia has it.
Bell Labs started to develop some programs they needed for their own use. What Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie started developing then has evolved into the Unix operating system, which by now is widely used not only in the Bell system, but in other places around the world.
I encourage you to watch this video fully and then understand it. They talk about multics and then how the multiprocessing, multitasking, piping, set, awk, and all those things were introduced based on the memory footprint that was very small. All of those needs required to create these utilities, and then those utilities were really robust till today. We all use grep and egrep. Grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. At the time when Ken Thompson was doing it, he says, I might have named it search or something, but somehow they come up with the name of grep, which stands for Global Regular Expression Print. And then the E version, which is extended grep, egrep, has a lot more functionality because of the part of the egrep as actually allowing you to do multiple string search. And then there's a fgrep also for fixed grep. A lot of my videos, when I made it, I explained those ones. However, the thing that it is nice about it, and let me just minimize this one. And actually, I'm going to close it. I need to go back to the documentation. The egrep and then all those other ones. There was a discussion also with between Brian that the gentleman asked him. I forgot his name. Asked him about why Windows has not have some utilities like a grep command. Windows does have it, And then Windows has find command and find str command. Please watch my videos. I have already explained. Find does like a grep command, and find str works like a egrep command. And then the fixed grep, of course, is that if find a string works that way also for a fixed string. So let's go back to my book here. And then this book, like I showed you, chapter 1, chapter 2, you can come in on watch all of these commands. You can do it at the same time. You can watch a video for it. That is this is the entire row of chapter 2, and this is in 4C version. So learning it online using YouTube and my web university, you can watch the entire basic Linux in one chapter, chapter 2 of my book. And then you can come in here, practice them. If you want to use the cat command, for example, you just click on it, and I just gave you example. So what is the cat? It concatenate files and prints to the standard output, or to the standard file, output file, whatever is the standard out redirecting to it. So here you can see, like if I want to do cat multiple files, you can see cat contents of 2 files, etc network and etc OS release. Obviously, there's a lot more arguments with -n option and -e, -a, and other ones. And you can come in the man page. Here you can search it and learn all those options. At the same time, watch my videos on this chapter. I have made a lot of videos that I explain. For example, on a cat command, I just show you all the details of it. And then there's also a particular video I might have had it, like here, you see that I created what is cat and what is zcat. This is Z with compressed files that you can concatenate. So when you're learning one, that I just say, well, what is related command to it, and let me cover that one. And so that 1,600 videos, honestly, I have covered a lot because I know in and out of it, and I just want to help you out. And then I say, well, what if the person wants to learn some documentation on official Linux Ubuntu? Then you can just go in here, you just get all the HTML PDF files. So learning it online by platform, it's all intuitive, that you can come in one website, MyWebUniversity.com, and then I provide you everything. But then they say, well, do you have something for me on manual pages that I can get on Linux Ubuntu? Yes, I do. Just click on this page, and I take you to mywebuniversity.com man_pdf index.html. And this is like about 7,000 PDF files that I wrote a Python program that converted everything from Linux manual pages to a PDF format. And then I put it on my website under my storage. I pay for the secure website, and I host it, and then I pay for the network, everything. And then I publish website, and then I make it available for all of you for free, so you can learn. For example, if you're looking for, say, want me to learn, let's say, Python, you click here, and then Python, there's all this 12 of them shows up. Depending on which one version you want, Python 3.6, you have a PDF file. Python 3.1, you have a PDF file. Python 3.1 D_H is another one. Python 3.61. So you can say, for example, let's say I want to click on one of them, Python 3.10. This is the dash config. So you can see that Python 3.1.10.1, this is the actual Python 3.10 documentation. So you click on that one, and then this is my program that I wrote called actually a Python program that I generated, and I give credit to mywebuniversity.com, which is my website itself, that I wrote all of these codes for you and make it available on my storage and everything, and then available online. As well, I give credit to Python programming language, because they are cool with all these open source, having this kind of software that we could develop. And then at the same time, the manual pages of Linux. So since 1992 or later on, Linux has been just evolving. It is working by a lot of thousands of millions of developers around the world, and then I'm one of them. So whenever we publish, we gotta make it available to the public as free. So, and the general public license that it's by this documentation, it is as long as you just modify it and release it without any charge to anybody, then you can do that one. So the manual pages, I didn't write this technical documentation from scratch for Python and for GCC from GCC. It is another developer at some point for the platform, they did it. And then they wrote all this syntax and everything, but these are not available to the public via a browser. So in order for me to just make this text-based documentation into Python to Power PDF, I had to write a Python program, and then I gave credit to PDF, a free PDF library, which is also a tool, a library within Python that I made this PDF file available. And then obviously for my website, you can see here, there's, let me just close that one. For this website, if you go here on the basic, like I showed you on chapter 2, you can come in and say, okay, let's just see this page. When you go to this page, on my website, I just provide this interface. This interface was also built in with bash shell scripting with just generating this nice table for you from section 1 through section 9. All of them are listed here. And then at the same time, if you want to get more information, not just on Linux, you could see it say, show me documentation for Red Hat, for Rocky, for Linux Ubuntu, for Windows PowerShell, for Windows itself. Then you could just click on that page that I just click here, Linux and Windows technical documentation, PDF. You click on this one. Now I have about 40,000 or some 36,000 or something PDF files just on this page. You can see there's 12,000 on the Red Hat. So when you click on here, you get all the Red Hat documentation. And this is again, was all in text format and not available on the internet. So I just wrote my Python program to generate every file that you click. And then in this case, I gave credit to Red Hat because the manual pages were on that site. But Python and FPDF and MyWebUniversity is just because we all contributed to generate this PDF file. So you can see that the credit goes where it belongs. And then for Red Hat, if I just say, for example, show me the GCC GNU C collection compiler, like here you click on, I just generated you that's a free PDF file. So you can see if you make it bigger on the screen, you can read out the whole GCC compiler. GCC stands for GNU C collection compiler, as G++ is for the C++ version. And you need this compiler. You can see this compiler is basically about 678 pages. You can see here, right? 678 pages, that's a lot. And then you don't have to buy books. You can start programming and learning it there. At the same time, if you just come and say, show me the Rocky Linux version, I have documentation for Rocky here. So each one of them you click on, let's say you choose Podman and then you click on it, and I give you the Podman -log or whatever it is. Podman is most likely with like Docker containerization stuff. But Rocky Linux here is cool. So I give credit to Rocky Linux, which is very good operating system. And then here you could also search for other commands. Like if you are searching for PWD for print working directory, then you can click on it and then it'll just give you that. So if you're learning basic like PWD or print working directory, You can read the documentation or come on the website and just say, let me practice them online. So you could come in on this one and say, for example, PWD, most likely the command is somewhere on this list. So Control F, you type in PWD and the command is here, print working directory. And this one says, what is the this? Print name of current working directory. What is the example? You type in PWD and it runs where the CGI program is showing. So you can see the output. Man, if you want the text or HTML version of it, you're welcome to read this one through this. And if you want the graphic, PDF files, you can do that one on that. Similarly for Linux chapter 3, which is learning the intermediate level. So on the intermediate level, I need to show you some of the things that is similar here. You can go to those PDF files and other ones that I showed you. And for each of these rows that I have a video for you to watch. So if you want to learn about aliases and other ones, you watch this video about Linux medial or intermediate level one in one video. This entire list of commands is covered on this video. So when I say learn it online by watching it in a platform like find command, find an exact, I cover it in details with this command. And then a lot of the shell scripting and other ones you could see. This is like what is tort, gun zip and gun unzip, find an exact, and then a lot of videos are there. What is cat command? What is this other ones, right? So each one of them will give you more details of a particular one. Xcalc, this is xterm stuff. Xterm, xclock, xclock, xeyes. All of those are cool command here. Is the xclock, and then xcalc and other ones might be not showing up, but xterm is just having xterm session that you can have like this, and then you can do a xclock to open a clock, and xcalc to open a xcalculator, xeyes to open the eyes to monitor it. So this chapter is also good. And then for every command, I have a what is section, which shows what is the command, the manual pages, and the examples. So like, for example, if you click on df command, you say, show me df command. I say, report file system disk space usage. Disk space usage, for example, df-h means human readable. If you do -k, it gives you in kilobytes. So instead of the df-h, I could type in df-k and it shows in kilobyte, but it is in kilobytes, so these numbers are not as friendly. But if I just say change it to h and say it's human readable, now it is much easier, 689 gig. So that is why it's called -h, which human readable, because it converts the kilobyte to megabyte, megabyte to gigabyte, and then you get it in gigabyte. So that's the difference. So you can see here -h is giving you 1.5 gig, and -k was giving you 1.5 some strong numbers. So obviously every 3,000, the 3-digit becomes a kilo to meg, and then another 1,000 becomes to a gig. That's how easy it is to convert it. And you can use basic calculator, BC, to do that one, and DC, and other stuff. There's a lot of expression and other commands that you can use on Linux to convert them. So here again, man, df command, it shows you the df related, and you can go here, read all the options and arguments. But if you just say, well, this is cool, I can do like df-hf. This F means file system. So this one, by giving a file system extended for file system, then it's going to only display extended for file system. These two are extended for file system. And if you see tempfs system, these are tempfs system. So you can learn those commands. And then the nice thing about this chapter, some of the command that requires root access or sudo access or permission, and that I don't want you to create a file on my server or remove a file from my server or modify something that is belongs to me or belongs to a program or change something. And so then I have to protect my website from compromise. Hackers may not just follow and saying that don't do it, please, and that they will just do it. Since 2000, I built it. Thank God I have not been hacked, but it is always kind of an opportunity for hackers to just look at it and just compromise your website because sometimes they want to do it. So in order for me to protect the website, like for example, change mode, I had to provide the users some kind of interface to learn it while I could protect my website. And this is like I wrote this of these change mode, change ownership, change group, like in a book format. You can see that the read, write, execute is octet number 7 and read, write 6. And I explain all of that conversion here with UMask and everything. So read how to the power of 2 is 4 and read, give a read access and so on. And then here the details are very, very efficient. As you can see how I convert each one, how it just says 755, what it means, and then the UMask information, how it gets created for the files permission with 777 for whenever you create a directory and whenever you create a file, how the UMask just kind of means to tagging a file and creating a file or something initially. And then ownership in groups, you have these commands, change ownership. You can change the ownership for a file to have a particular ownership and group permissions. You can do that one also. You're welcome to click on some of this banner from Google's and advertisements. It hasn't brought me for the past 20 years a penny, but maybe someday. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to help people. And then if you want to show your support for my MyWebUniversity.com website or my MyWebUniversity YouTube channel, the best thing you could do is to share my videos to other people that they cannot afford it. By you sharing it, you care. And if you somehow are really, really kind of maybe you can afford it, you're welcome to just contribute however you want to contribute to the channel through maybe some means of just sharing my videos, maybe through sponsoring it. If you're a company, so I can make a video about the topic and you could advertise through that topic, but at the same time, the video I'm going to make is always going to be free. I always want to help people that are there. So just don't tie my hands with, oh, once we do this one, you have to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. And then if someday somebody bought the company and then I have no control of it, then some of the videos that I'm making now are going to be still on YouTube. You could still watch them for free, but I cannot guarantee that the company becomes somebody else company, and that if they start charging for these courses. Because a lot of these courses, when the vendors like Red Hat or Oracle or Amazon or any other companies, when they make videos, usually they have you have to travel to their kind of courses wherever they offer the course, and then the traveling cost you, the charging, even if they waive the it's not going to be waived for everything. Nothing is going to be given for free when they worth something. I'm sure that a lot of these videos worth thousands of hundreds of thousands when you count 1,000 of them or something. So just know that these courses are sometimes not going to be free everywhere. even though if you go to some platforms, they will just charge you. But read, please, a disclaimer from my side, whatever I have on my website currently is free. And someday if it changes, I don't know that. But at this time, it is free. You're welcome to watch them for free and share it with other ones. And that's how you, by sharing it, you support your support is going to be shown to me that you care about others. So the cost is not under my control. If you go to other companies, please read their information before you are committed to take any course with them. At MyWebUniversity, and there's no registration involved. You just come in online, practice it online, or like by just clicking here, you just learning it that command. By clicking on here, whatever command you just click on, and then like where is command, you just click here on the where is, then I take you to the website and show you the commands here. So some of the commands that I just want to provide with information, I have it like this. Some of them like change group is something that I don't want people to change group on my server. I just give them like examples how to do it. And then once you learn it, then on this one is chapter 3 for intermediate. Let's go to chapter 4 for advanced. And chapter 4 has about 88 commands because there's 11 of them and then 8 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, and then there's 10 of them. 8 times 10 is 80, but I think it's 11 rows. 1, 2, 3, or 11 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, notice I counted from right to left. In Farsi, we count from right to left, and we write from right to left. It reminds me as a joke that somebody was saying that you guys go from truth to false. When we write in English, we write from English to from left to right, meaning that we go from false to truth. And then the person that was kind of arguing or discussing between each other that says, okay, let me give you 2 numbers that are 2-digit or 3-digit numbers, you add them up. And then when he added up, he used, he went from right to left. Because if you go from left to right, you get the numbers wrong when you add them. So he went from right to left, and he says, why you guys are not consistent? He says, we're consistent because algebra or a solve was done by Al-Khawarizm, which was a Persian philosopher back in the 9th century. So that is telling you that we are also going from truth to truth. It's not truth to false. That's the joke or the story behind that. But here I'm going to show you chapter 8. In chapter 8, you can see a lot of videos over here that you can learn all of these ones on different topics. So like, for example, process stream 3, I just gave you that example because this is a system D process ID number 1. When you click on it, I just say this is what the command that you click on, PS3, and then process ID was 1, and 1 is system D, and then here's the output in a stream 3. So you get the output, all of this process with all the threads and everything there. And if you just say, give me a manual pages, you click in here, I give you manual pages here. And then at the same time, on the other commands, you can see like ganzip, for example. I didn't want to just run the command by user running ganzip on my server. There's no need to. So I give you documentation here. Like advanced debugger or core files or a trace command. Some of these commands are very powerful command. Like you can see all the system files, trace command on Solaris, and this trace command is the developer's dream that you could just look at your code. So if I do a trace on PWD, while the PWD executes, it shows me all the file handle, all the systems calls, everything that was happening on this process, and file handle, file close, all of them are happening and that until the end. And then you can see the end of it, the PWD, it basically closes and then it just give me the output on there. Say this was your current working directory, and then it closes here. So on the fact that this is just one example, here you could do like LDD, for example. Notice that on this one, LDD is not harmful because I say, show me the dynamic link library of user ben GCC. GCC is the binary. In this case, it shows all the shared object file. And this might be a VDSO, for virtual disk or virtual dynamic or virtual memory dynamic shared object. All of those ones are just showing you the files, and then ld-linux is the main file, and then libc is the library C shared object files. So you can see here, and then on this one, you get all the related stuff. So when you're in advanced, you could also come back here and say, for example, the gcore, RPM, pkill, lsof, all of these commands are very advanced commands. So just for each of these row, I have one video for you. So this is row number 8. That means that I have 8 of 8 on chapter 4. This one is chapter 4, part 8 of 8. If you watch this video, it covers the entire row 8, which is start with gcore until makefile. So each of these 88 commands, not you only learn it, and then you can also practice it. I mean, watch it on video, and then if you have to practice it online, because the command is something that I can show you, like type pwd, it shows this is a built-in shell command. And then type systemctl, it says systemctl is a user bin systemctl command, right? So you could see type Python 3 is user bin Python 3. So each one of them shows you the type of them. But at the same time, if you could just come back here and say, well, this is good, and can I just get more technical documentation on them? Yes. By coming here, for example, let's say you were looking for documentation, you said man PDF file, it was only Linux Ubuntu. And then you say, what about Red Hat? What about Rocky? So you come here and then just come in and click in here. If you're looking for Red Hat, click in here. If you're looking for Rocky, click here. If you're looking for Ubuntu, click here. If you're looking for PowerShell, click here. And Windows is there. For Windows, I also have a lot of technical documentation in PDF format, as well as a reset for you. So if you click on make dir command to make a dir, make dir on Linux and PowerShell and Windows are all the same. Whether you run it on Linux or Unix, mkdir create a directory. And then this is that command. And then here you say, just let me read it. Let me listen to it. So you click on this one, it is basically going to do the reading for you. If I make this one a little bit bigger, then you click on here.
Creates a directory, mkdir, drive, pathmd, drive, path. If command extensions are enabled, mkdir changes as follows. Mkdir creates any intermediate directories in the path. If needed, for example, assume a does not exist, then mkdir a, b, c.
So the reading is a little bit more computerized, robotic stuff, but at the same time, make your life so easier. That way you could just concentrate on doing multitasking. You may be doing something, helping a child at the same time in the house, and play this one around, and then start reading and memorizing things just by yourself. So then I say to play help a child. You could do a lot of basic stuff there, that it does not require complete attention to the website, and so it could be helping your pets, or maybe helping somebody that require minimum kind of needs there. So, but if it is a child that you're feeding, make sure that you're watching the baby correctly. So I'm not going to advise you the wrong way. I'm not a doctor or anything. Here, if you're looking for Rocky, for example, or you click here. So this is the manual page for Rocky, and then you click on this one, it takes you to Rocky. And if each one of them, the tail command, you click on it, it will tell you the tail command there, output. So I'm gonna go back to this page where I was showing you chapter 4. Chapter 4, and then by chapter 4, now you're already in advanced level on Linux by doing all these things. So this is chapter 3. I'm chapter 2, let's say, and go to chapter 3. And this is chapter 3, so you learn everything. All these videos you can watch for them by the chapter. I cover everything on the chapters. So for each of these commands, I don't want to go over every one of them because I have covered it on other videos. You're welcome to practice them as you do, and then watch these videos for each chapters. I have one row. You can watch it and then learn it. And I have additional videos like a terminal multiplexer, for example, the xargs, or what is xargs command, and so on. All of those ones are there. And then if you go to chapter 5, which is shell scripting, that on chapter 5, in addition to having these videos that are teaching you shell scripting, the complete course, and what is while loop, what is for loop, what is for, what is nested if statement, all of these ones, the environment variable, the if statement, the awk programming language, writing hello world in multiple programming languages. A lot of this thing is very, very easy for you to just watch and start learning and become an expert on the system. I have done this one not just as a computer science software engineer at the school for Bachelor of Science and my Master of Science, but I have worked in the industry more than 30 years at prestige companies, and for all the times I was working full-time, I was teaching consulting part-time. I have a lot of experience that I can help you out with. So you're welcome to watch all those ones. And then I have made these videos for you in order to help you out. So let me just show you on this chapter, for example, some of the shell scripting. In order to execute some shell scripting, I wrote this chapter entirely to show you how you can use a website to just show the actual script here. And then this is the actual script that it shows the script, whatever is the for each statement. So the for each is going to just go through these loops with the C shell kind of for each statement. And then you can see that it is written in C shell. But you can also click on it here and then cut and paste the script here from here to put it in your terminal and practice it on your terminal. So like, for example, if I just want to demo this one for you, I could go and open a terminal here. Let me just open a terminal here, and I'm going to just resize this window for you, maximize it, so you can see that one. And then now, since I copied that one, the best thing is if you have a Linux terminal like I do here, you just go to a directory, let's say make dir temp. And then the temp already exists, so I'm going to create go to the temp. And then now I have a few of other ones. I'm going to say vim demo1.sh. Okay, so I'm going to put it here, this. Since it has a C shell, I could do that one as C shell, or I could just say, this is hard coded. The right way to do it, say user /bin env and then C shell. This will say that use the env binary and load the C shell interpreter to execute these commands here. And then this is the command saying for each sport: soccer, football, swimming, running, basketball, handball, tennis, volleyball, which is an array of strings, it's gonna go through for each of these sports, then echo the $ sports. $ sport, you can also do it with between brace here, and then close the brace here. That is the same as doing sport. If for any reason the name was something like a combination of a space, this $ string would be better to interpolate it correctly. So the same thing here, it says do these characters and then do that one. I could have done this one $ brace and then this. I could do that one, it doesn't matter. But it is working on both cases in this example. So this is putting all the characters A through F, uppercase and lowercase, as well as number 1 through 5. And then this one is also printing apple and banana, grape, orange, and pear. So this is very simple example. Now, if I look at demo1.sh, this file is there, but notice my print working directory is this. If I say cat demo1.sh, it shows the script here. Let me move this one a little bit here, and then we'll make it bigger because somehow it is not showing everything on the left side. So now if I do a cat here, you can see that pound in front of those pounds are comments, but on the first line after this is called shebang. Shebang means that run this environment variable. If you put a seashell here, run seashell. If you put bash, it runs bash. If you put Perl, it runs Perl. Ruby, Ruby, Python, Python. Any other interpreter, you do that one. You never put compilers there. Compilers are different. You have to compile it differently. And the interpreters are loading the syntax. Once you put seashell, of every line after 2 has to be the format of seashell syntax. And so, and then now I'm going to just run it. So the name extension, I could name it .seashell or I could name it .sh, doesn't matter. So file, if I just say file demo1.sh, you can see it is saying that is a seashell script identified there. But notice I'm going to do file ls-ld demo1.sh. Notice that this file is read write, and the permission of it is ownership is Wahid, group is Wahid. And so because I had an ID of -a, it shows me all my permissions. So my user ID is Wahid, and name, and then the number user ID is 1000. So ID -n UN is going to show Wahid. If ID -n is going to ID -u is going to show 1000. ID group name is going to show Wahid. ID -g it shows 1000 also. So this the group name, group ID number, and this is group name. This is username Wahid, and then this is the group user ID number. So why I'm showing you that one? Earlier I was showing you about change mode. So whenever you create a file here, if you say ID UN and then ID group name is Wahid, ID U is showing ID G, showing 1000. So why I'm showing you that one, when you do umask, on the system it says umask is 002. That means that when I touch a file, if I say touch this, and look at the permission of this file, because it's a directory, it's a file, this one shows as a regular file here. This is a regular file. So this is a 0-byte file because I touched it. Now the permission of this file is, I was the owner of this one, Wahid. Your name is Wahid and then group is also Wahid. So it created this file with my ownership of Wahid and group permission of Wahid. But the permission of this is 664, it gets created as a result of, let me put a pound here. You could say 666 minus the UMask. In this case, UMask is 002. So that is equivalent to 66664. Right? Because 6 minus 0 is 6, 6 minus 0 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4. What does that mean is that read write for the owner and group, read write for the owner, and then read write for the group, and read for others. That's how this permission is created. This tree is the first one, the first 6, and saying read write, which is this, and then dash, meaning that there's no executable permission there. So since it's an ordinary file, a regular file, it has a dash, this one does not need to be executable. Similarly, if I say ls minus ld demo1.sh, you can see this one is also 664, right? Because every file I created is there. So now if I want to change the permission of that one, I'm going to do a stat demo1.sh. You can see when I say it's a regular file, on this ls minus ld, it just shows a dash here. This is showing why this is a regular file. The size of it is in block is 8, and then block 4096, because each block is 1024. 1024 times 8 is 4096, or actually 512. Block 8 times 512 is 4096. So here size is 498, and then link this file is linked once, which is this one, and then the ownership of the user is Wahid. Group ID is also Wahid, and then those numbers are showing. But notice the access modification of all those ones, as well as the read-write permission issue. And then octet is 0664. This one is for the sticky bit. That is how the sticky bit is set. But here is the owner is the first 6. The second 6 is the group, and the last one is for others. So that file is having that access. Now, if I run that file, say demo1.sh, it's going to say permission denied. So let me just clear screen and say permission denied. Why? Because first of all, demo1.sh is not executable. But I wrote it in C shell. My process stream is PS process stream list is showing that I'm currently on bash, which is not C shell. So if I run the script in bash -x demo1.sh, it's going to just say, oh, I don't understand line 8 because you opened this command. But the problem is that I have to do demo1.sh like this, and it will get output. Why this one failed and this one succeeded is because bash born again shell is requiring this script to be written in bash. And this one is saying it is written in C shell. It opens the header of that file. So head -1, then demo1.sh. It doesn't matter what I give the extension. Head line says the syntax has to be C shell. So if line 2 does not require a C shell, then it will fail. But if I just change it to line 1 to bash, then line 2 is still C shell, it still is going to fail, right? So what I do here, first of all, I could just say, just to make it consistent with the naming, you could say move demo1.sh to demo1.c shell. File demo1.c shell is still there. Head -1 demo1.c shell is still there. So bash -x demo1.c shell is still fails. Why it fails? Because starting at line 8, it detected a left parenthesis and it did not understand it. So cat -n demo1 dot C shell, you can see line 8 up to this one was all comment, and then all of this. So the for each statement, when it reads this one, the for each statement says this is not a C shell syntax. I mean bash syntax. So you are doing a for each statement, and this is for each statement has a C shell syntax. True C shell or C shell, and this would work. So the way you work is a true C shell -x demo1 dot C shell. It will work. And then if you do true C shell as an enhanced version of C shell, like bash is an enhanced version for corn shell and Bourne shell. And then ZSH is kind of a superset for all shell that requires, it has syntax that is similar to corn shell, Bourne shell, bash, C shell, through C shell, all put together, and then they made it Z shell, ZSH. I will cover a video on that one also. So now you can see here, when you're coming on the C shell, notice that the file, because we named it this demo1.c shell, the permissions are not executable. So I have to do like C shell and -x. -x running in debug mode or something to go and show each line and then show you the output as well. So in order for me to just change the mode, you could say u plus x and then demo1.c shell. Now, if I do ls minus l, you can see that the binary changed the color because it says, well, whenever it is executable, then make it like this color, so it knows that this file has the executable permission for the user only, right? So if I want to do that user, now I could do demo1.c shell and it will run. Why? Because the first line of the file, head -1, demo1.c shell, it says it's a C shell. So all I have to do is run it like this and it will execute it. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way is that if I just do a list -l demo1.c shell, and then I say you change mode 644 demo1.c shell. So now demo1.c shell is not having the syntax that I could do. If I run demo1.c shell, it says permission denied. But this time I'm gonna make it for everybody available. So I say change mode u plus a for all, and then demo1.c shell. Sorry. U plus x, not u dash all. So u dash a, that there's no permissions saying that read, write, execute. A is if you want to do all, is I said u is for user, and then let's see, a for sorry, a in lowercase. Now say demo1.c shell, you can see that everybody has execute permission. So the right syntax is a plus x or others. If you want to just only give others, o plus x. If you want to give user, only u plus x. A for all. Okay, so that is the right syntax. And if I just do this one 644, now you see demo1.c shell. And then I want to say only to others, like here. Instead of giving all, let's say you do others, and now and say demo1.c shell, you can see that only others has executable, everybody else. It does not make sense for other people to have access. The owner and the group does not have it. So don't do something like that. Make it all available for everybody so they can run it, or give it at least yourself. And so this is now for this one, it's all. And then if you just wanna give it only yourself, let's just change it back here. Now you have it only one, and if you wanna say, make it only available for yourself, U plus X. And then this is giving you U plus X. Now you can do this one also in octet. So change mode, 644, or just say 00 demo1.c shell. Okay, demo1.c shell. Now this one, because I'm the owner, with root privilege, I can still modify this one. Even though I'm on the owner, I might not be able to do certain things with this. But because I'm the owner, the system has to be smart enough, say, okay, this one, Wahid wants to have 644 demo1.csh, and now demo1.csh is modified there. So it allows you, because I'm the owner. So if I want to just say, make it 7555, that is giving everybody the owner read, write, execute, and then the group read, write, but read and execute, and then other people read and execute. That would be this option of 755, meaning that read, write, execute by the owner, and read, execute by others in group. So if I do this one, you can see read, write, execute by owner, and then read and execute by group, and read and execute by others, right? Those two. So this is showing demo1.c shell is run there. And then if I just want to write it in another language, or bash or something, I could do that one there. And then there's a lot of stuff here you could do. For example, if I run like find.name star.sh, which we have one C shell .sh, it should print that one. And then I say minus exact. This is interactive. You could say cat minus n, and then show me the output by line number. You could do that one. And if you just say, do this one, and then run a laugh out loud cat command here to just display the colors, and you could do that one as well. So there's a lot of stuff that you could do in interactive programming as well as shell stuff. And then if you just say, well, that find command was cool. Let's say I could write that find command, this find command with that laugh out loud cat, right? Let me just see what it is. Right here. This one, you say, I like this one command. Can I script that one into a bash script or something? Yeah, you could do that one. Just say up arrow here, and then go to the beginning here and say echo, and then just this, go to the end, and then just say greater sign, and say demo2.bash. Now clear screen and say vim demo2.bash. You just created that file from scratch here, and you could just put shebang /user/bin env and bash, and then you could put your command, say find all files with extension of .c shell in the current directory, and print the printed showing line numbers with it. So let's say you did this one, and then here you do this one, and then notice the double quote did not come here, but I'm going to add it here, and then say, okay, this is good. All the command is there. Now I saved it, and then cat minus n demo2.bash, and notice that demo2.bash is not also executable. So I say change mode 755 demo2.bash, Now demo2.bash is executable. Start demo2.bash. Notice that this is still regular file because of this dash here, and then read write execute by the owner, and then group and others have read and execute permission. That is 755. So when you do that one, you just run demo2.bash, it is just going to output this one. Now, because laugh out loud cat does the command every time a different color, it is doing it. So if I just do vim demo2.bash and then just add a clear screen command here, so it is the interface is good. You can see here now I run the demo2. It just clears the screen and then does that. So vim and demo2.bash, and then here I could just say I could say clear, and then I could say echo, and then echo 2 lines there, and then that's good enough, and then say wq, and then say run demo2.bash. It does that thing. Every time you run it, a different set of color comes in. You can see, right? It clears the screen and puts it in a nice format. But if you just say, okay, laugh out loud cat, and then just laugh out loud cat, laugh out loud cat, and then just type in -a for animation, you could just run this one, clear screen, say demo2.bash. Now it is going to display it, well, as this displays that there's some sort of animation going with the script there. And then runs the script and then is doing it. But then you say, well, it is good that I see the contents. Can I run it itself? Yes. And then a demo, demo2.bash, and then here you could just say call the demo2.bash. You could just say bash -x demo2.bash. So each line it is going to run, it is going to show the line number to do it, and then you could also do a /bash. Let's do it at the demo bash -x to see inside this one. It opens another interpreter to just invoke one versus the other one. So now it is going to do the animation first. You're going to see the script here. And then once it is printed, then it should run it and give us the name of all the sports, as well as those characters, as well as those fruits. So now it is doing the line with the find command. And you can see that the laugh out loud cat command is just displaying it. Okay, so it is displaying it, and then the port. So I'm gonna just let this one finish, because the laugh out loud cat is looping it. And then loop is good for this one, but not for this example. So Control C, Control C. Okay. So that because we are doing a script bash -6 with the script, it somehow within the laugh out loud cat, it has some sort of buffer overflow issue or bug. Let me just correct that on Control Z. So I go here, say PS -ef grep -I. First of all, I want to make sure there's no demo2 script. Look at that one. So all of these ones that keep spinning off another one. So in order for me to just kill all of these process, I need to know all this process ID number. And then the way I do that one, I go this, and then awk print $2. $2 is giving me all this process ID that are there. Now I'm gonna say xarg. I could do a while read, and then I say XOR kill -9, -9, and then that would just take those process, and let me see if they're still there. So I'm gonna do a while read a var and do echo killing and process PID $ var now, and then I say kill -9 $ var, and then done. And it just says killing all those process. Now, if we go here and say this, there's none, but except that one, which is my grep command itself, grep -v grep, it will show nothing. So we're all good with that process. So vim demo2.bash, I'm going to just don't do a laugh out loud cut here and laugh out loud cut here. Because this is just supposed to generate when we run it, right? So this is there, cat -n. Okay, so show me all the files and cat -n. And then you could do, say, and don't invoke it from there. You could say .demo2.bash, and that will just run the program there. But and demo1 was the one that we wanted to test at demo1.c shell. That will just actually display that one. And then demo1.c shell, laugh out loud, cat -a, you can see that every sport is going to show. And then the output is displayed, then every characters and then every fruits that are there. So that is some example here that I showed you. Let's go through the fruits also, and then we close this one. And that was just a demo that you could cut and paste from my chapter 5 shell script that I did here. And if you don't like to do cut and paste of it, like here I showed you on chapter 5. So on chapter 5, I said you could go on this one and cut and paste. This is a if argument, the script that it's going to check in Bourne shell two values, whether one is greater than the other one or equal or something. And then if you look at this code here on the chapter 5, you can come in here and say, show me the actual code here. And then this is the actual code here. You can see there. At the same time, if you want to run it on my server, if you click on this one, the interface comes in and then it runs it here. You can see here it run it. And so let me make this bigger. You can see it says on chapter 5, you run this command. This is my actual Python script that reads this input on the command line, and then it says if arg 10 and 10. So now 10 and 10 is matched. So if you look at like 10 and 100, then it's not going to do that one because I didn't program it for that purpose to compare. If you do 100 and 200, yeah, I program it. So 10 and 10 was there. So if you say 10 and 10, then it is there. I didn't want to just make it available for everything that the user wants to type in. I wanted to allow only certain list of commands. Sometimes you can put these commands in a database, sometimes in a flat file, so the users cannot compromise your system by accident or intentionally. And then here, everything that you do here, you can click on it and then you can run the command and I will get you the output here. At the same time, if you know your Linux commands, you can type in pwd, I give you the output here. You can type in uname -a, it's there. Notice that whatever you type in here, this is running dynamic on my system. So the output is displayed on a browser there as you type it in. So if you type in, for example, ls-l, I give a long listing of the file. If you type in calendar, it will give you the current month, which is April now. If you type in date, it's giving you today's date, which is April 26, 17, 10. So it's around 5:10 p.m. on 4/26. You can see that the time, everything is synced with my system because this is Pacific Standard Daytime. And the nice thing about this one, you can just type in calendar 190/90/70, and I give you the January of 90/70 and the epoch calendar. So if you say something else like calendar -J 90/70, this is Julian format. If I program it, I give you the output here. But if I say calendar -J 2001, for example, that output does not come. Don't be alarmed because basically I didn't program it. I didn't want every command to be just doing it. Certain commands I allow it, certain commands I don't program it there. So, and if you just also do df-h, that is a command that I did it on my chapters. I want to show you the output. Like PS3, this programmed on my chapter 4, and I give you output here, output there. So if you come in here, say, give me a manual page on PS3, then I didn't program it here, but later on I'm going to show you that I could add the command on another one, and then I show you the interface that you could do this. So here you could just come in and say rm-rf/, and then I say, no, this is command is not allowed in my system. You type in rm-rf/, meaning that remove all the root partition by force recursively. I'm not going to allow that one, otherwise my website will be down. And then I say, since you use the rm command, I'm going to just give you this URL that you can go and just copy this one to a browser and then paste it here. Then you can say, okay, now I can learn the command there. And then at the same time, if you just say, Wahid, can I do like a change mode 644 or 644 star.cgi, so your program does not run. And then you say, well, if I just do this one, all your executable files on the user bin directory are not going to have right permissions to execute permission, therefore it will fail your system. Let's do that and see what the system says. So my program already detected saying that you're trying to do something and that is not valid and not allowed in my system. I'm not going to give you that one. Then at the same time, I give you this PDF file documentation. I say, go to the PDF file documentation, and then you might find a command related to that one. So if you do Control F search, Control F, and you type in change mode, and now I give you the PDF version of change mode, then you can say on Linux Ubuntu, if you want to learn it, it requires permission, but these are the commands. Yet on our system, I did not allow it. So I'm not going to show that one, but I show you a PDF version of the documentation. At the same time, if you go back here on my website on chapter, let's say chapter 3, like I showed you for the change mode, I also gave you a lot of documents like a book here. You could just read it and convert it, all of these ones. Once you understand it, then learn it and come on the Linux command and then do that change mode that I just showed you here. Okay. And then another thing is that on chapter 5, for example, on chapter 4, there are some commands like user add and other ones. Notice here for user add, user del, user mode, group add, group del, group mode. These ones are requiring system admin privilege with sudo or root access. So if you click on the user add, I write you this documentation that this is how you use it, example by example, each one of them you click on. And then similarly for like group del, I give you documentation. And then the manual page is also on the bottom of it to say, if you want to get a group del modification, get a manual pages. And if you say, give me user add, then you, user, let me just see what is on the user add. Yeah, user mode is there, user add is there. So user add, I must have typed it inaccurately last time. A user add, I must have typed it something else. User add, yeah. So user add will give you, and then user del for deletion, and group user mode for modification, and so on, all of that, right? So this is the manual page for it there. Yet if you come in on my website and say, let me see, right here, you say a user del Wahid. So you say delete that user, then it says, no, you're not allowed to do that one. And for information, go to the PDF version. So you come in here, say Control C here, and then just paste it here for the documentation, and then go through that one here with the information. So if you're looking for user add, and then you could just click on the user add.8. This section 8 is my system admin privilege, like I say, show you system admin level. For a long time, I was a system admin senior level, and I helped a lot of people and a lot of companies, including Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, Computer Science Corporation, HostPro, and a lot of other ones, avnet.com and Optum Software, and then for so many years. And then I started as a professional senior system admin at Jet Propulsion Laboratory back in 2003. 2003 I started, and then till May 23rd of 2016 I was still doing enterprise system, not enterprise, I was doing system admin senior level work. And then in 2016 I started enterprise system analyst with Jet Propulsion Laboratory NASA. Until now I'm doing that, and I'm enjoying it. So here I'm just showing you all of this, but then you might say, Wahid, this is cool, I have documentation, I have technical documentation, but can you just help me have some interface like this, not hidden somewhere that I have to go on each of these commands, and then on main page, and you say, I want to learn it online by following your book here, just click here, and then I want to just go like all these other chapters, maybe go to chapter 15, and then just go to Learn Linux Online for Ubuntu. I can practice it every time I come in, because I might not have the video in front of me to remember it, but I want to go to this book online in chapter 15. So I read your mind already, and then I'm going to just make that change for you here. So I log into my server, which is right here, and then on this one, I'm going to be on Linux Ubuntu. Let me log in. So once you log in here, I'm going to make this page a little bit wider. You can see here, I'm on this directory. I'm going to just ID-UN, so I'm logged on as root here. If I just make this screen a little bit smaller, you can see much, and then put it like that is good enough, and then make it bigger a little bit. Okay, and okay, let me just bring it up here. I think this is good enough. You're seeing it, right? I just click on it, and I wanna, yeah, right here, that's good enough. So now on this one, if I just go to a script. Notice on my website, when I go to this page of the main page, if I go to my web university, on MyWebUniversity.com, then I click online books, you're gonna see this table of content .html. This is the page that I'm going to update it for you, so you have a chapter 15. Currently, you don't have a chapter 15. So I come back here and say Vim table of content .html, and then I go to chapter 14, and I want to add chapter 15 similar to this one. So I did a comment, this one, I wanted to make sure that my script is ready, so I don't have to write all the notes. I'm going to take out these comments. And now chapter 15, learn Linux online, Linux Ubuntu, Red Hat, and Rocky. At this time, I'm going to only show you Ubuntu, because you're only going to be practicing Ubuntu. At a later date, I mean, you could go on the PDF files that are Red Hat also. So I'm going to just make this one available. And because I wrote the program on program in React, so this table of contents automatically, as soon as even though it's HTML on this page directly, as soon as you go to refresh it, this page will come here as chapter 15 there, right? See that? Refresh. But you don't have to refresh if you're inside React. So if I go on here and say, click on books here, books, then automatically chapter 15 is getting updated here. You see that? Chapter 15 is there. So if I click here, then it's going to take me to the interface where I can practice chapter 15. And then here you say, type in the command, it's going to run the command. Type in uname-a, it's going to give you. Type in date command, and then run the date command. So at the same time, I want to show you on this interface where we did this one. Let me close some of these other ones. We don't need to have so many of them. And then okay, so this is still running the books inside there. I'm going to go on the main page here and say, take me to my, don't take me there, this already open, take me to my online book. So online book, now we have chapter 15 showing here, Linux Ubuntu, because I just added it, enabling that one. How simple was that, right? So now I have that one, and it is giving you for online free online courses, Learn Linux Ubuntu operating system. The free version, this one is free for as long as I can control it, because if I have this video or MyWebUniversity.com or someplace not being in control of, undermined because I sold the company or something else happened, then it might not be free. But until I have a control over it, it's going to be free. So I promise you that one. And then the problem is that I have to support providing the network, providing the storage, providing all of those things. I cannot have everything for free forever, right? So at some point I have to pay for all the network and the storage and then the servers, the web hosting, everything is cost, and I have to be able to support it. If you want to show your support by sponsoring some of my videos, you're welcome to do that one. If you want to show your support by subscribing to my YouTube channel or going through some of the ads or sharing my videos to your friend and loved ones, you're welcome to do so, and I really appreciate it. So now this course is available for free at this time. You're welcome to execute it and run the commands, practice it, every command that you learn in chapter 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and then practice it here online. So for example, if you say, give me a PS3 command with the process ID of 1. Then you can see here it is just giving you the output here, process ID 1. And last time I was not able to do a man on chapter 5, man PS3. For this one, because I program it, it's going to show you that. See? So everything that I could allow it or disallow it depend on the commands that I provide in this one. I have a flat files or sometimes a database that I put these files in there, say this command is in the flat file and now you're executing it. If it is in the allowed list, it is there. At the same time, a hacker could come in here and say, I want to just run commands like rn-rf /star.cgi and then semicolon, calendar, and then pwd, and then date, and all those commands you say, I want to run. Notice that I say all of these commands are not allowed. So he could say, well, you're running pwd, let me and SQL inject, do a pwd semicolon, and then say echo rm-rf /user led CGI bin, and then star dot bash, and then user led CGI dash bin star dot CGI. So anything that you pass on, then I read it and I say, no, it's not allowed this. And you could write even garbage here. They're like anything you want to do. My program has to dynamically read what you typed in and says, no, I cannot execute that one. But if you type in a valid command like calendar, and you just get the output of it. Give me a list of the command, it does that. Give me a df command dash h, it does that. Df dash h command does that. So ps minus efa and grep minus I Apache 2. And then you can see that that was a valid command that I showed you on this one, and I'm allowing it here too. So if I just say run the who command, and then the output of W is going to show you that currently users that are on the system. So if you say who command that shows who, it runs that one. Show me the let's say cap minus n etc os-release file. You can see the os-release file is there displayed. And then cat minus n etc network file. Networks, because it has a s, cat minus n etc networks. And then it will display that one. If the file doesn't exist, it doesn't know what to cat the file here. And then if you say cat minus ae etc os-release, A for all, E for all the other ones, since I didn't program it here, it's not gonna display. So cat minus AE, etc os-release, then you could see, okay, this is not allowed. And then right here, I'm going to open a terminal here. I'm gonna become a sudo su dash. Now I say cat minus EA or AE, what doesn't matter what argument, etc os-release. So it's going to display that one. A means all, E meaning that any line breaks, that is a tab or end of line, all of these ones are going to be shown. It's going to show that one. So why is this command is working, whether you do EA or AE, that doesn't matter the argument, it will just do those two flags. So now I'm going to just say, well, if this one is allowed here, and then it is not arming it, why is it not on my program here that I could just paste it here? It is there because I didn't program it. If I did program it, it's going to show here. So let's say I change that one to AE option is not displaying it. So now we understand that AE is not there. So what I could do is I could say, well, the user could type any of them, and then I make sure that my program is robust to work with it. So I'm going to go to user left CGI-bin loop directory, and then I'm going to say vim, and then vim, and then the name of the program is called Linux online.cgi. So I go there and then I say, what is the file that I'm going to open to read for writing to the file? And notice that the name of the file is called Linux or something online underscore CMD. That one is .Linux online CMD. So if I just go here and then just open that one, quit here and say vim, this file, Linux online underscore CMD. I told you that all of the commands that I could allow or disallow, it might be on my flat files. So on this flat file, I'm going to modify the cat minus AE, cat minus AE right here, and then just add an option of AE also. So now I just save this one and get out of here, and then I go back here, and then notice this command was not giving output. Now it should. So let's see if it does work the way I program it. So I'm gonna do a refresh because the CGI program has to load, and then say control this and then run it. It still does not work in there. Cat minus AE does not work. So let me check it out. So you can see here, cat minus AE OS release, it is not working, but I believe I might have modified it for the wrong file name. So let me just validate that one. In order to do this one, if I just say, let's see if it works for cat minus AE slash etc networks. So it might have been for the etc networks, I allow it. Yes, I did that one. So for the cat minus AE slash etc slash OS dash release is not working. But however, for cat minus EA etc networks etc OS dash release, it is working, right? It is, let's see, EA cat minus AE ET slash etc OS dash release. Yeah, so I have to check it on this one, why it is not working, but for the networks it works. So I'm going to look at this file where I have the file. Let me close this one and then open it right here. So the file is already open. I look at the cat command here. So what AE networks, both of them work, then I have the argument. For the OS release, I have for dash EA, but not dash AE. So I'm going to just add that dash AE, and then now it should work for both of them, whether you one versus the other one. So let's say first we try the command, this command, which is this. Now this my script and the allowed list. Then I'm going to run it, and it gives you the output on this fly. And then at the same time, the other one for the networks was working. So if I change the order of this flag with EA, it still works, and that is syntax there. And if I just do the same thing for etc network file, So since I allowed that one for ATC networks, it should work, and it just showed the network file there. So this is a list of the commands. So if I just type in a command like calendar 9/1999 or 98 or calendar 2/1998, it works. But however, if I type in a command like calendar, maybe I didn't program it, and so let's say calendar 1/1998, it does not show, right? So how do I do that one? It's basically here, put that line. Let me just do it in the section of calendar. So calendar here, what is calendar? There's a lot of it, so I'm gonna say calendar 1/1998. So now that command, it should work on my system. It was not giving any output there. I refresh and I get the output. So this is how you make your system secure by just want to teach whatever I did on chapter 2 and 3 and 4, and then I have it there. So the entire Linux is at your fingertips now. You can practice it online. You could do everything online. And then if you run the commands that are in the allowed list, like df-h, I did that one. And then I showed you df-h f extended 4 file system you can run. So this is not allowing it, even though I might have it on chapter 3. Let's see on chapter 3. I go in chapter 3 and under the df command, df-hf extended 4 file system. This order of -hf, I'm gonna put both of them. So when you go here and say, look for the df command, this is all the df command that I'm allowing here. So if I want to just incorporate -hf extended 4 file system, I could do that. This df-fh extended 4 file system would work, and then just to make your system available. So now I'm going to allow all of these commands here. So I say df-h is there, df-k is there, df-h extended 4 file system is there. Now /user df-hf tempfs. So now I have all the chapter 4 commands here listed, and now I could just say, let's go execute these commands on the system. I just memorized those ones, and I'm going to type in. So df-h should work. It does, and let me just make this thing a little bit higher so you see the output better. Okay, df-h /user df-hf extended 4 file system. It works, and then df-fh extended 4 file system. We put both of them, I believe. Maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. Let me just see. df-fh extended 4 file system. fh. Yeah, I think fh would not work because you have to say the file system argument there. So let me just control C out of this one. I show you the difference between that syntax. df-hf extended 4 file system works, but if I do fh, that's not going to understand because the f is the argument. You could do that one here. If you want to just do -h, then it will work. So either put it as a separate argument, or if you put them together, make sure the file system follows the -f. So df-h for human readable, f as a file argument, extended 4. So the syntax, we just modified it with the vim. We're going to say df-h. This one, the file system has to be followed, which is that is the right one. If you want to do this with dash F, dash H, and then dash, let me just do it only in the extended for file system. You could do this one dash H, like this also. So this is both of this command would work because this one human readable F and then followed by extended for file system, or dash H as separate, dash F as separate. So if I just do that one, notice on the side that where I was testing it, let me just see which one is it, right here. And I could go here, and then now the order of this one, DF dash H uppercase F, and then followed by file system, it works. And then similarly for the DF dash H dash uppercase F extended for file system would work. And that is going to give you, but not the DH dash FH, because F dash F has to follow by extended for file system. I think it is clarified now. So the other command that we did on that command was df-h user and df tempfs. So now if I say df-h/user, it will run and give you the user file system. When you do the -h -f or -human readable, you're going to say, show me this file system, what percentage is used, what percentage is available, and what percentage is free. So this is the total size, this is the used, this is the available, this is the percentage that is being used. Okay, so for this one, we also said df-temp-f tempfs. So we also have that one. You can see the temp file system. And then you can do the proc file system also. So and the proc file system is not there, but I could add that one. So let's say df-h, and then I'm gonna say /proc file system. Proc file system is based on memory. So that is just not a thing here. It is not gonna be as clean. And there, when you get the output, you get the output on this one, df-h/proc. And proc file system is good to know because the proc file system is pseudo file system is based on memory. And what you could do on the proc file system, there's a lot of stuff in the proc file system here based on memory. So you can see all the process IDs are there. That a system related file like CPU info is, even though there's 0 byte, you can see the size is 0 byte. But when you say cat -n proc and then CPU info, you can see there's 216 lines for the CPU, and that is just coming from memory. It just gave you all the system information for CPU. Similarly, mem info, memory information. Similarly for the partition tables, partition. And then, sorry, etc proc partition. So partitions, and you can see that one. There's a lot of other files, and then the current directory on the process ID, you can see for my sudo access here, that's my process ID. So if I say go to proc file system and cd to this process ID, and this process ID will take me to the proc file system for my current sudo access. If I do ls-l, all the files with the stack, and then with the pwd stack and all of that one, or information that are there related to the net stuff that are there, the process itself, the current working directory of executables is the command that takes an argument. So if I say pwd of executable of this process ID, show me that one is there. It says it is stored at that there. If I say ps3 of that process string 3 of that process, that sudo had invoked by sudo, switch user and bash, and then running ps3 command. These are child process of that one. So ps3 of one, it tells you that all the other processes are invoked from systemd related stuff. There's a lot of stuff here, and so like I was showing you the trace pwd. Notice that the pwd, if I just do a pwd, it's going to give me the current working directory. But if I say trace pwd, it's going to execute every system calls, everything that opens and everything. So whenever you troubleshoot something, you just have to do a trace on the process to see why it's hanging and it's what's happening here, what it's doing in wait state. Like for example, my bash, yes, you can see my bash is this process ID. So now if I say ps3 of this process ID of bash, you can see it is just running the ps3 command under the bash. And then if I just say, show me all the processes with it, then it's giving me the process ID for them. Show me all the threads that are there. If it is there anything, do that one. But if I change this one to process ID 1, then you can see each process stream with the threads that are being invoked, their process ID of it, and then the threads are all along with it there. So if I just do this one with laugh out loud cat, it's a very nice format, and it's color kind of graphic display for your eyes is good. But if you just like it white, which I do, I just commonly use this one. So the nice thing about this command, like pmap, process map of one, or say clear screen LDD, so which bash, for example. So file user ben bash itself, it's executable. And if I say LDD user ben bash, you can see that all these shared object files that are coming for this library, and every time this interpreter use these libraries, they open it, right? So like do you could do a PLDD, and then that's the process that you're getting it for. Each process you can also do a PLDD for it, and then at the same time that $sign is my current process that is there. So right now, if I say echo $sign, this is going to be pointing to the bash, which is that number. So if I clear screen, exit, not exit, say go to C shell here, and then now PS is going to show echo $sign is going to show my C shell. If I say go to ZSH, then now I'm a ZSH, and then PS, and there echo $sign is a ZSH process ID number. So since I'm on the Z shell, which ZSH, and you can say file user ben ZSH, and now ZSH is that. So if I do LDD on the user ben ZSH, you could do that one. If I do pmap, process map of user ben ZSH, you can see a pmap is a process ID requires, so not a binary. So PS PS, notice that the $sign is pointing to the ZSH. So I could say pmap of $sign. And then that would give me a process map of my ZSH. So if I'm outside the ZSH, you could do like say syntax of ZSH, which is similar to bash. So if I say for I and sequence of 1 to 10, and then do echo minus E, and then say $sign I followed by hello world, and then just say laugh out loud, cut, and then just to do that one, -A for animation, and then say done. And then let's see why double quote, somewhere I use double quote, and echo this one, hello world, laugh out loud, cut. Why didn't it do double string? So something went wrong. I'm gonna try it again. For I in 1 to 10, and say do echo -E, and then $sign I followed by hello world. And oh, the exclamation is the problem. The exclamation somehow went a problem, and I have to skip it. You can skip it like this, exclamation, and this one, it becomes an event for some reason on the ZSH. But bash, it's not a problem. -A, and then say, see that it now did not go to double quote. This, because this exclamation, I skip it, I say it interpreted as exclamation, and then now it's doing it. Hello world in there. So a lot of this nitty gritty things that you have to do it over years, and then every times that they have some stuff, they just don't work it on the first version, then you have to somehow figure out something about it. And this event on ZSH, on Bash, it works fine. So if I just do the same thing, exit out of this one, and now exit out of this one, clear screen, and just say PS, now I'm on Bash, I could say for I could even say, instead of this one, I could say in sequence of backtick here, sequence of 10, and then that would just do the same thing, and then say for I in this, for I n, I missed the n, for I n, and this sequence do, and say echo -E, hello word, and then let me just put the number here. Each number is $sign I followed by a colon, and then followed by bang without the exclamation. Let's see if the bash was also a problem. Maybe I didn't notice it. And then a new line character, and then we just say done. No, it was not a problem in bash. So if I just don't do a new line character here, it still works. So you can see the ZSH of the bang was saying that you put a code, you have to skip it. On bash, you didn't have to. So here, if I just say, do this one and laugh out loud cat -A, it still works the way I want to do it. And then it will print the numbers there. So different syntax, different arguments, but you learn this stuff as you practice them, and you master it as time allows. And then there's a lot of documentation on my website at MyWebUniversity.com. You're welcome to go through them and then understand them and practice them, and then master it and share it with others and enjoy it as you go. Please don't forget to subscribe and share it with your loved ones, and support our channel and support our website as you want to support. If you don't support, that's also fine, as long as you support your community for better, and that our grandchildren or children's are enjoying their lives. Someday life is going to be peaceful for everybody, and everybody think of others as themselves. And that would be the best dream I have. Take care. God bless you all. Bye bye.